What's going on, everyone? I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I got a new project going on here, and here's what we're going to be doing today. Today, we're going to install this DRL kit, strip kit, in the headlights. Let's get going. So we got to take off these headlights here, and I know there's a glass, but I kind of like the glass a little bit better. We get a new one of these since this is broken, but I kind of like the glass better because they don't get yellowed and nasty like those probably will since they're plastic. By the way, these are new. Awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to take this screw out here, and then we're gonna have to cut these zip ties holding on the top of my front grille, and take out, I believe they're either 10 or 12 mil bolts here and in here, and this will come out. Let's do that. Yeah, like I said, got these side markers out. They just clip out there. You turn those out and take the little screw off the top. And for the headlights, there are two 10 mil bolts here, and there's going to be some right down inside there. So we're going to take this grill off and take the headlights out. Also, wanted to show you guys, if you were curious on how I have my horns mounted, I have it just on that little bracket in between the two headlight mounts. There's just a little 10 mil bolt right there, and that's what I bracketed them to have them like that. Okay, so as you see, we got the headlights out with the kit there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take off these metal clips. There's two on top, two on bottom on most lights, but somebody lost the ones on the bottom. It looked like they tried doing this once before, so I don't know. But and then after we take these clips off, a lot of people will bake these in the oven, probably about at 175 for like 20 minutes maybe, and then the adhesive will heat up and you can take the glass off. So it was the same process of doing the plastic ones. So it's the same process, just a little bit more tedious. You gotta be a little bit more careful because these are glass. But these are pretty thick, but you still do want to be careful because you don't want to really break them. So I don't have an oven to use, so you can also use a heat gun. The process is longer, but it will work. So let's go ahead and we'll see when I get this headlight apart, and then we'll show you what I'm going to do after. Okay, we got the lens off. As you can see, all the adhesive in there. Very simple. Took me about 5-10 minutes with a heat gun. Use that little screwdriver there and just slightly pried on it just a little bit, and it started coming loose. And then after you get a good bit of it loose, you could just grab it with your fingers and pull it out. So I got some high temp black paint. I'm gonna paint the outer edges black here, and this here, and then the lights will M3 tape along here. Yes, a lot of you are probably gonna give me shit because yes, I am doing the famous sea light, but you know, a lot of people are gonna give me shit anyway because they are going to be like, hey, why don't you just buy some? Well, I like to do things a DIY type kind of person. I like to make things, but as soon as I get this car like more showable and not like budget build friendly DIY, I probably will start getting better parts and stuff for this car. But for now, it's just kind of a thing for me to tinker with and make some content, do some DIY stuff, maybe show you guys how I did it. So that's why it's like it is. I mean, it's not going to look as cool as the actual sea lights you can buy. They're like $400 or $500 and up. I mean, this is just me doing it because I want to do it, and it's more of a DIY thing for me. I like making things, so this is me making the sea instead of buying them that way. They're not going to look as good, but it'll still look kind of cool. So let's go check it out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mask off this whole inner area here, and we're going to paint this outer part with the high temp black. I didn't get gloss, at least I don't think. I might have got gloss, might have got semi-gloss. It probably looked good gloss, so I probably did get gloss. I'll have to look. And then afterward we'll let the paint set up, and then we will start working on our sea lights, which are connected through doing 3M tape. And it looks like I can just run the wires through up here. So you don't have to drill any holes or anything. I mean, you can start your wiring off up here and then run them through there, as you can see in that thing there. There's the hole, and that's where we'll probably run them through. It looks like it's for the level, but it's whatever. You know, maybe we'll just run them through the level area there, make a small hole for this level casing, which is gross anyway. Alright, let's get to it. So, as you can see, here's the other light. I'm going to try to do the best I can to do a short time lapse on how I'm going to do this. I don't have a very good angle since I'm still using my phone. No stand or nothing for it. But I'm going to try to do this to show the process of taking it up. So, let's do a time lapse. You can see that the lens is off. This extra adhesive up here, just tuck it in, because you're gonna do the same process of putting the lens back on. You're gonna take the heat gun and heat up the adhesive and stick the lens back on, and then put the pins on and let it dry, and it'll be nice and sealed. I did get some extra adhesive, so it has a nice tight seal. So it's recommend that getting a little bit more layer of adhesive on there so it seals nice when you put it back together. But in the time lapse, it was a little bit of a pain, but as you've seen, that's how you would be able to get it off with a heat gun, is you just keep heating up the adhesive and slowly pushing the lens outward with a screwdriver. I would probably recommend a plastic door trim remover would help too. I mean, if you can't get the door trim remover in between the lens and the housing, use the screwdriver to move it just a little bit for the trim remover to get in there so it don't break the glass. So now in this next part, I'm going to take these two headlights, mask out this inner piece here, and paint the outer parts black. So let's get doing that. Okay, we had them masked up and we sprayed the outer edges with gloss black, high temp paint on both of them. I'm going to let them sit for about 10-15 minutes and do another coat, and let them sit for a little while again, and then we will get to the process of putting the DRL strip on the light. While the light housing is drying, here's the strip of light that is going to go in. By the way, this is cuttable, so if it's too long, it is able to be cut on this end down. The wiring is on this end. As you know, in a wiring diagram, as some people don't know, some people do, that usually white is always your positive and black is negative. Same with red and black, blue and black. Most of the time black is always positive. And sometimes there could be white and white with a line stripe. The one with the stripe will always be your negative. And that's what I did here. Sorry for the wind. This is my positive with no stripe. That's the stripe, is the negative. There is the white stripe. And here is the positive with no stripe. And we're just going to test these out. I'm going to set the negative to the battery here and run the positive over to the other side and check out the light. So we're going to do this. Now that the negative is connected to that, this is the positive side. Make sure there's no line. We're going to touch it, and there's your strip. I mean, it'll do good for what we need it to. I mean, it's still pretty bright out here in the daytime, so it's pretty cool. Keep flicking on and off because I don't have a good connection to the battery, but there's your strip. And yes, this is cuttable. I mean, I try to get as close as I can. You can see the lights in there. You gotta cut it in between those lights. Okay, got the light put on. I ran the wiring through there. I'll show you here in a second, but okay, I got it there. I got it measured, and then we're gonna test, see if it works. Nice. See, cuttable, and it works. Some of them look broke, but it is what it is. But looks good. And there's a sea light. I measured this bottom part 4 inches over from the edge of the light. That's where I figured to cut it. But there it is. Okay, to show you where I ran the little wires, I just ran it behind the housing here and just pulled it through here because the headlight will still clip in there just fine. So no drilling or anything, and that's it. And so we got the light in there. I put the glass back on. You see the strip in there. Put the glass back on the driver's side. On the passenger side one, I will show you how I did it on the driver's side here in a second. So let's take a look. So as you can see, it's all done. The sea light is in that I made. There's the wires through the back. Okay, now how we're going to put this glass on is I'm going to take the heat gun and heat up this adhesive here and set this on top of the glass. And when it's all lined up, I'm going to heat up both the top side and put the clip on, and then heat up the bottom side and put the clip on and let it cool down and be done. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we got the lights back in. Kind of hard to see in there with the glass, but probably see them better once they're on. But the lights are back on, and we're going to show you how I'm going to wire them up. Basically, I am going to wire them up the same as I did with these rings. I'm just going to tap into that with some male and female end connectors. So if I need to, I can just unplug them and change them out and make it much easier than taping. So let's go ahead and do that. So here are the connectors for the lights in here. I just spliced them in with the DRLs on the fog lights. I'm going to tape these up because these are the older connectors I used. I should have got the ones that had the plastic on them, but no big deal. I could have just changed them, but what's the point? I'll just tape these up and we'll see if it works. Okay, got the fog light back in. It's all wired up. Let's go turn the power on and see what happens. See if it comes on when I just turn the key over. I shouldn't have to turn the car. On. This one is not wired up yet. And it is not on. wonder if I bumped a connection somewhere. So I'll have to take a look at that, see if a connection came apart. So the driver's side one did come on. I don't know what is up with the passenger side. I will take a look and see if it will turn on if I just connect it directly to the battery. So let's go ahead and see what is wrong with this light here. There you go. Got it working. Both sides are working. But for some reason when I tapped it into here, it would not turn on. So I tried wiring it backwards, did not turn on. So what I did is I ran this, reran this down to here, over to here, don't mind the jumbled up mess, to where this one is wired to on the driver's side, and it started working. So I'm just gonna do it that way. I don't know why it's acting weird like that, but that's the way it's gonna be wired. Let's put the connectors on and call it good. Bam, they're on. Gotta put the grill back on, but cool. At nighttime, I'll do a little schematic of what they look like at night, but they're on. As you can see, car's all done. So I'm gonna do a short cinematic at nighttime what it'll look like. It'll be here at the end of the video, but like always, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.